Hi, how's everybody doing? Crazy Monkey here again. Just another blog update real quick. So I just want to talk about a few things real quick. We're still, me and my husband, we're still here in Seattle. It's January 15th. We're supposed to have closing for the house we bought in Utah. Hopefully the closing will happen within a few days because basically the contract expires like in 5 days. So if we don't get closing next week, basically the contract's going to expire and the interest rate will go up because we locked in the interest rate like a month ago and the interest rate will go up. And basically we need the contract to basically go through within the next few days or it's probably going to fall through. You know, the seller will probably just sell to somebody else. So we're going to see what happens. You know, I'm kind of worried about it because I think there's about a 30-40% chance it could fall through. And then we would be forced to rent an apartment, which obviously would be a major negative. That would be a major setback. But I still think there's like a 60% chance the sale will go through and we will be able to buy the house. I still think there's a 60% chance it will be successful. I'm just a little worried about it right now. And you know, I know you people in Silicon Valley, Seattle, San Francisco. I know you're laughing right now at what I just told you. You know, I know you're laughing, you think it's a big joke. You know, you live in your $1 million commie condos. You live in your $2 million single family houses. And you know, you think it's a big joke that we might not be able to buy a house, you know, for $150,000 with a mortgage payment of like $120,000. That's the mortgage. The mortgage is $120,000. The mortgage payment is $800,000. Sorry about that. The mortgage payment is $800,000 on a mortgage of $120,000, and the house is like $150,000. And I know you're just laughing. You're just laughing right now. You think it's a big joke. You think it's so funny that it might fall through. You just really get off on that. I understand that. You know, I understand that's what you are. You're a leftist. You're a liberal. You get off on other people's misery. You know, you live in your $1 million condo. You live in your $2 million house, surrounded by your leftist communist philosophy. You know, you're just such a hypocrite. You know, you're such a fucking hypocrite. You're just a mega hypocrite. You know, you really need to look in the mirror and you need to see yourself for what you are, and that's a total hypocrite. I just want to say that real quick. But I'll give you updates on what happens. And I just want to say a few quick things. You know, I think Trump's comment, you know, he said, you know, certain countries in the third world are, I think he said Africa and Haiti are S-holes, you know, shit-holes, that's what he said. You know, whether or not he said it, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But basically, I mean, we all know that is true. I mean, you go to those countries, it's hell on earth. You go to those countries, there's crime everywhere. You can't walk down the street safely because you're paranoid you're going to get mugged or robbed or killed. You know, there's killings all the time. You know, there's garbage in the streets, there's garbage in the waterways, there's piss and shit all over the streets in certain areas. I mean, we all know what he said. If he said it, maybe he didn't. You know, he said he didn't say it. Maybe he didn't, maybe he did, who knows. But we all know that that statement is true. I mean, we all know that that's sadly what those countries are. And, you know, for the radical left, communist left to be saying that's a racist statement is ridiculous, because it's not racist at all. What he said is he said those countries are very bad. They're hellholes, basically. All right? That was not a racial statement. I mean, of course, we all want those countries to improve, and I'm sure Trump wants those countries to improve as well. I'm sure he wants those countries to get better as well as we all want those countries to get better as well. And you see these leftists, these radical leftist communist liberals living in their $1 million commie condos, living in their $2 million houses, and you know, they're criticizing Trump for what he said, which is basically a true statement. You know, if you radical leftists want to live in those countries, then go. You know, why don't you radical leftists and, you know, San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, why don't you just sell your $2 million house, why don't you just sell your $1 million commie condo, and you go live in some slum in Haiti, you go live in some slum in Africa, you know, and you get mugged and you get robbed, and, you know, why don't you go live there? If it's so wonderful, why don't you go live there? You know, instead of being a hypocrite, why don't you just shut up, all right? Why don't you leftist communists just shut up? Because basically what Trump said is true, we all know it's true, and we all know that those countries should be better. You know, we all know that. We all know those countries should get better. And everybody wants those countries to get better. You know, we all want those countries to get better. So whether Trump said it or not, that's not really the question. That's not really that's not really the issue. You know, whether he said it or not is not the issue. The issue is we all want those countries to get better. Trump wants those countries to get better through economic development. We all want those countries to get better through economic development, and that's really the real issue. The real issue isn't these filthy, disgusting, rich liberals, these filthy, rich, disgusting liberals, you know, demonizing Trump for saying something that maybe he did or maybe he didn't say, when even though the statement is basically true. You know, those people are just total hypocrites living in their $1 million, $2 million condos, houses. You know, they're just total hypocrites. They would never live in those areas. They would never live there. They're just total hypocrites. You know, they live in their $1 million, $2 million houses. You know, they have their maid, you know, that is an illegal alien. You know, their maid is an illegal alien that snuck across the border. Their maid had a 50% chance of getting raped before they crossed the border. And it's like, they don't care. You think those people care about you? You think those rich millionaire liberals care about you? They don't care about you. They know there's a 50% chance you got raped at the border to clean their house. They don't care. All they care is you clean their house at a dirt cheap price. Everything they say is bullshit. You know, you look at North Korea, you look at Venezuela, you look at these rich liberals, and they're all the same. They're all the same. They say things, but they don't do the things they say. All right, they say all these things, and then they do the opposite. Their system is brutality. Their system is socialism. Their system is making you dirt poor. Their system is brutalizing you. And then they're filthy rich at the top. You know, Im Jong-il, or whatever that North Korean leader is, whatever the leadership is of North Korea, and the leadership of Venezuela, the socialist leadership in Venezuela, you know, they're filthy rich. The liberal leftists in San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, those filthy rich leftist liberals, they're filthy rich. And then they want you to be dirt poor. They want you in a micro studio. You know, they want you to be dirt poor as their slave. That's what they want. You know, and they're total hypocrites. You know, they want people to come across the border. They don't care if people are being left in the trucks to die at the border. They don't care. They don't care if women are being raped 50% of the time crossing the border. They don't care. All they want is cheap wages. That's all they want. They just want cheap labor, so they get filthy rich. That's all they care about. Everything they say is lies. It's all hypocrisy. The filthy rich liberals are the scum of the earth. You know, the truth is, people like Trump and people that are on the conservative side have done way more to help Africa than these filthy rich fucking liberals have ever done. You know what I'm saying? They've done way more than these filthy rich fucking liberals have ever done. And I just want to say that real quick. Thank you.